Hey, welcome back. In this video, you'll learn the basics of how to create a new line item in DFP and just a general overview of the DFP dashboard. First, we'll go into a campaign or order. Most times, the campaign gets pushed to DFP by our inventory and yield team, but it's not a perfect science, and AdOps often has to go in and update something or create a new line item. So next, we'll click on New Line Item. Most of this information will come from Cargo Marketplace. So first off, we'll need to name our line. So we go into KM, find our placement, which is hover, and our line item, which is this one, copy it, and put it here in DFP. So MW stands for mobile web. If you're a mobile app, it will be labeled MA, followed by the unit name, which is hover, followed by the execution, which is animated, and the date range of the placement. So coming into KM, we can see this runs from March 15th to March 31st. So we'll come in here and label that MAR 17 to MAR 17. If this were a subline, we'd add in sub at the end. Just a reminder that sublines are always a $0 CPM, which will be discussed in more depth in a later video. For the inventory size, this can be found in AdOps Inventory and Targeting Guide. So if we're making a hover, we can see here it's a 320 by 50 ad unit, but we will run as a 1 by 1 in DFP. So we'll come here and put in 1 by 1. We will run all of our ad units in DFP as 1 by 1s. Don't worry about labels, comments, and custom fields. You'll often see these filled out when it's been pushed by INY, but we don't need to do anything specifically. For settings, the type can be found in our DFP priority settings and campaign standardization page, which is found here. You'll get this sent to you, and I highly suggest bookmarking it. Since we are running a hover unit with no special targeting, we will run this as a standard 8 priority, as you can see here. So make sure it's labeled as an 8. The lower the number, the higher the priority. It determines which ads will serve over others. If our hover unit or other type of unit had special targeting, you can see here that it would run as a standard 4. For start date, we set the start date of the line item, so we can see here March 15th. So I'm going to put March 15th, 2017 in. For end date, however, we add in a grace period for each line. This allows us to prepare for the ending of the campaign and ensure we have the necessary time to deliver in full. So for regular line items, we give it a 2-day grace period. So since we end on March 31st, I'm going to set it to the 29th plus a 2-day grace period. If it were a subline, it would be a 4-day grace period. Quantity is the amount of impressions ordered, which can be found in the campaign launch details and in KM. So here in KM, impression goal, take that number, copy it, and paste it in here. The rate is the CPM associated to the placement. You can see here that the rate is 0, so we're going to make sure that's set to 0. So now, for delivery, we will deliver impressions front-loaded. So front-loaded means that more impressions will be served in the beginning, so we'll be pacing at around 120% to our goal. Some other ways is evenly and as fast as possible. Day and time is used if the campaign has specific day parting requested. So if a campaign needs to run from only 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., for example, we can set that up here. For frequency cap, this can also be found on Google Doc DFP priority settings. So since we are running a standard 8, we can see the frequency cap is 3 by 24. So here I'll set that as 3 by 24 hours. If you prefer, you can also set that as 3 by 1 day. It's just a matter of how you like it. Next, we'll add our inventory, which are sites that we are running this ad against. This can be found in KM under the Media Plan tab. If we are running ROK, which means run of cargo, it means all sites in the cargo network are approved for the specific unit. If this is the case, we will load the preset in by searching cargo, MW, and our ad unit, which is hover. So I will select that. Next, you can set in specific targeting from here, but that will be covered in a later video. Once you have everything set up, you can go ahead and press save, and it will show up on your campaign order dashboard, which we will take a look at now. Here are all the line items for the campaign. There's a couple cool features. You can scroll over this eye-looking thing, and it'll give you a preview of all your targeting and inventory for a quick reference. You can also write in the comments section over here if you have something you would like to note. This is useful if you're setting up Omni campaigns, which will also be covered later. You can almost edit anything inline. So if our goal changed, I can edit it in here, or if you're updating your sub. But just remember, if you change anything, you'll need to click Save again. As this, if I change the sub goal to 200,000, I can enter that in, and now here I'll click Save. You can archive, pause, resume everything from this page. You can also run a report, export the order, etc. And there you have it, a new DFP line item and a general overview of the DFP dashboard.